Kinahan cartel has been described as one of the top cocaine trafficking networks operating with worsening levels of violence on the continent. Welcome back to the channel. Our videos are guaranteed to keep you coming back for amazing content, so let's start with today's video. Christy Kinahan enjoyed a comfortable middle-class upbringing, was spoiled and adored by his family, and was educated at perhaps one of the best schools in Ireland. Christy Kinahan entered adulthood as a man with options and chose a life of crime. Throughout the 1980s and the 1990s, he was a relatively minor Dublin criminal who was in and out of prison for a series of drug offences and fraud. Some prisoners like to use their time behind bars to turn their life around, and Christy Kinahan appeared to be doing the same. The career criminal enrolled in college courses, and by the time he completed his last sentence in the year 2001, he was reported to be fluent in both Dutch and Spanish. Kinahan was said to be in his early 40s, and he would use those particular sets of skills to carve out a highly successful career as a businessman, however perhaps not in the way the authorities would have thought. And ever since the turn of the century, the Irishman has been suspected of building a sprawling international drug cartel, which is now ranked alongside the Italian Mafia and also estimated to have assets worth more than £800 million, which is around $1 billion. As he became known, the Dapper Don allegedly groomed his sons Daniel as well as Christy Jr. to become fellow leaders of their enterprise as their heroin, cocaine and drug trafficking operations stretched across Europe, South America and even the Middle East. Christy became one of Europe's richest drug lords and served prison time in Ireland and the Netherlands for drug dealing and in Belgium for money laundering offences. For almost 30 years, his philosophy was to keep a low profile to avoid drawing excessive police heat. In 2016, there was an assassination attempt on Daniel Kinahan, now in his mid-40s, which sparked a bloody feud with Ireland's most famous Hutch family, which left around 18 people dead. Moreover, the majority took place in Dublin, and most were carried out by hitmen linked to the Kinahan cartel. For most people of Ireland, the name Kinahan is simply synonymous with drugs, gun smuggling and murder. However, the family themselves have enjoyed an air of invincibility, as countless investigators have failed to bring them in to face their charges. And so, at least they did until recently, before the world's greatest superpower set its sights on the cartel to deliver a knockout blow. Ever since the death of Gary Hutch, there have reportedly been 18 killings linked to the feud, while the Gardaí have also put up a number of gangsters behind bars over crimes connected to the Gangland war. Gary Hutch had hired a hitman to whack Daniel Kinahan outside his luxury apartment in southern Spain on the 3rd of August 2014. Gardaí believed Hutch, classified by secret Spanish police files as being just one step below Kinahan in the notorious cartel's operation with responsibility for drugs and weapons, which was arranged after his boss refused to pay him cash laundered from a tiger kidnapping. And with just over a year after the botched hit on Kinahan, Gary Hutch would be claimed dead. Moreover, Christy's son Daniel is suspected of ordering the murders of around 14 men in the Kinahan and Hutch feud. And a senior member of the US government's Treasury Department, Gregory Gutjanis, told how Daniel Kinahan's mob was now operating on the same level as Mexico's lethal Los Zetas crime group, Japan's Yakuza crime syndicate, who is Italy's Camorra crime clan, as well as the Russian Mafia, who are known as the Thieves-in-Law. Gutjanis, who is an assistant director for global targeting in the Office of Foreign Control, made claims which came after a global crackdown on Ireland's most dangerous gang was unveiled by Gardaí Commissioner Drew Harris and Assistant Commissioner John O'Driscoll. Gutjanis, who was also reportedly joined at the press conference by US government officials, the United States Ambassador to Ireland Claire D. Cronin, Troy A. Miller from the US Customs, as well as Wendy Walcott from the Drug Enforcement Agency, Europol along with Matt Horn from the UK's National Crime Agency, and told the world how the Kinahan clan was engaged in drug trafficking, firearms trafficking. Just recently, the EU Drug Markets Report, published by the Europol and the European Monitoring Centre for Drugs and Drug Addiction, or the EMCDDA, reveals how Irish criminal networks have become major players in the cocaine market. The Irish gangs are described as very large wholesalers who store significant quantities of cocaine in EU distribution hubs, mainly to supply the United Kingdom. Violence and homicides in several EU member states have also been connected to the notorious Kinahan clan from Dublin, Ireland, the report states. Conflict between the Kinahans and rival groups has led to 20 people in Belgium, Ireland, the Netherlands and Spain. trial of some Kinahan clan members revealed that specialized crime cells were established in order to kill rivals. The American investigator highlighted details of the 7 key members of the Kinahan cartel who have now been hit with economic sanctions. The senior investigator stated, "The Kinahan cartel now joins the ranks of Italy's Camorra, Mexico's Los Zetas, Japan's Yakuza, as well as the cartel in Russia. As a result of these sanctions, these individuals are suspended from the American financial system, and if any assets or property in the US jurisdiction are being blocked at this moment." Since 2016, the Kinahan organization has waged a bloody war with another criminal gang in Spain and Ireland, which has left people dead, including innocent bystanders, and terrorized civilian populations along the way. Now based in the UAE, the Kinahan cartel transnational criminal organization continues to operate in Ireland, the UK, as well as Spain. It is my honor to be here in Dublin. I'd like to thank Commissioner Harris for the work and dedication of the men as well as the women of an Garda Síochána, and for the work they have done to protect men and women around the world, especially here in Ireland. I want to recognize Assistant Commissioner John O'Driscoll for being the driving force behind this investigation. Moreover, the NCA Deputy Director of Investigations, Matt Horn, whose team worked with the Garda National Drugs and also Organised Crime Bureau to bring down Thomas Bomber Kavanagh, described the Kinahan cartel as one of the most violent cartels in the world. Also, the top investigator said, "We target criminals who cause the most harm, are the most violent, those who exploit the vulnerable and also dominate communities. Furthermore, the Kinahan crime group falls into all of those categories. They have transcended international boundaries and distributed multi-million-pound drug shipments throughout Ireland, the United Kingdom, and mainland Europe, and even have been engaging in firearms trafficking as well as money laundering." Moreover, one thing to note is that one of the main reasons the Kinahans have never appeared in the Irish court in relation to the cartel is mainly because they reportedly orchestrated its activities from Dubai, where the glittering skyline hides a dark underbelly of expat criminals operating freely outside the law. As Dubai and Ireland have no extradition treaty, and so any attempts to drag the Kinahans back to their homeland have failed. Also, Daniel Kinahan, who is suspected of taking on the cartel's day-to-day management in recent years, has even been able to pursue a legit career in professional boxing, along with his former company MTK Global, who happened to manage big-name fighters, which includes the world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Well guys, that is all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed today's video and found it interesting, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always up to date with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching, see you again soon in another video.